Hi, and welcome to Do-It-Yourself Breastfeeding. I'm Robin Kaplan. I'm an international board certified lactation consultant and owner of the San Diego Breastfeeding Center. And today we are talking about how to get yourself situated when you are breastfeeding twins simultaneously. So a couple things to keep in mind. It can be really helpful to have some gear with you before you go ahead and get started. So my favorite thing is actually having a breastfeeding basket. So that way everything you need is already here in one place and you can grab to it from when it's necessary. So a couple things that I recommend keeping in a breastfeeding basket would be some extra receiving blankets, some extra burp cloths. Both of those are going to be used as props for when you latch your twins on simultaneously, as well as some extra diapers and maybe a couple of extra clothes, because as many of you breastfeeding moms know, when you're breastfeeding your babies, they tend to poop while they're feeding. And so it's nice to be able to have everything you need so you don't have to go into another room. So a couple other tips that are really helpful are having some sort of breastfeeding pillows to use as landing stations. So you'll see these beautiful twins right here. You can use a breastfeeding pillow, you could use a bouncy chair, you could even just use, I've seen some moms use changing table pads that they use. So anything that makes it so that way you can grab and bring your baby up to you without you having to move all over the room to grab them. And then the other thing that can be really helpful, and we'll have our lovely model here show this. So one of the things that Shannon mentioned that was really comfortable was having a pillow to put behind her back to go ahead and get started, as well as simultaneously breastfeeding twins that are younger. It can be really helpful to use a double breastfeeding pillow. As babies get older, you might not need one, especially when they can crawl up to you and lift up your shirt. Then that's not necessary. But at this point, it can be really helpful to have lots of support. So having a breastfeeding pillow. You want to come on?
Oh, okay. It's almost time.
Okay, cool. And then Shannon mentioned something that was really helpful, was also to put a pillow underneath. Shannon, why do you find this is most helpful?
So it lifts baby up to the breast so I'm not hunched over and hurting my back or anything else.
Yeah, that's one thing that a lot of women will mention when they're breastfeeding twins is that their back and their necks are hurting. Mm-hmm. And so having something to lift the babies up to the breast rather than you leaning over. So, and then the last couple things that can be helpful, I mentioned some props. And so when latching babies, which you'll see in the next video, it can be helpful to have some receiving blankets to roll up to kind of put underneath the baby's heads and kind of hold them in place. As well as for our moms who have some larger breasts, this can be helpful to lift up the breast and put underneath, so that way the nipples are pointing forward rather than down. So this is pretty much how you get all set up when you're going to be simultaneously nursing twins that are younger. And if you would like more information, as well as the video on babies actually latching simultaneously, please check out our YouTube channel, which is DIY Breastfeeding, as well as our websites, which are newmommymedia.com and San Diego Breastfeeding Center.com. Thanks so much.